Thank you, Bryce. I appreciate you taking up the banner for this. It really could be just the most amazing thing to have the Rotary International president come in, and all of us are Paul Harris Fellows. I can't imagine anything more impressive. I don't think there may be a couple of smaller clubs in the district that are 100%. Nobody of our size does this. So we would once again be setting the pace for the rest of the district. All right, with that, we are going to get started with our speech contest, and then we will do the rest of the agenda at the end of the speeches. I think probably work best. So now I'm going to turn it over to Sarah Breed.
Good afternoon. I am so excited today to share with you one of my favorite programs, the 2018 Rotary Speech Contest for high school students. Today we have 4 contestants who will be addressing the theme, Rotary Making a Difference. So I just want to remind you, I know it's hard, but please hold your applause after each speaker. We're going to give them a big round of applause at the very end, but they've been told that there will be no clapping. They're not allowed to tell you their name or their school. We will go over that at the very end when we have our placements. So just wanted you to be aware that they're not going to tell you who they are until the very end. And we'll have a great opportunity to congratulate them for all of their hard work. So bear with us after each contestant as we tally the scores. And then I'm going to go ahead and give it over to our first contestant. And as soon as he starts speaking, the time will begin for his session. Thank you so much.
Rotary International is a powerful proponent for change all across the globe. Spanning 200 nations, 34,000 clubs, and 1.2 million members. But what makes Rotary this force for improvement? I would submit it has to do with the sheer scale of the problems Rotary works to solve. Rotary's focus on the building of communities to effect enduring change, and the servant leadership of the Rotarian. Disease, starvation, hunger, education. These are just a few broad generalizations of the thousands of projects Rotary has undertook in its 100-year service record. Rotary has effectively ended the threat of polio. It has provided millions with access to clean water. It has significantly reduced the rate of HIV infection in children in West Africa and has fed millions worldwide in impoverished areas. I was amazed while talking with my parents and doing research for this speech, the men and women in Lakeland who are part of Rotary. People who have completely accepted the club's goals to take action on the world's most persistent problems. I'm reminded of Henry McIntosh, who through the combined effort of the community of Rotarians and the Watson Clinic Foundation brought Heartbeat International to the global stage. Heartbeat International to this day saves hundreds of men, women, and children desperately in need of pacemakers. But Rotary's goal is not only to help individuals, it is to bring entire communities together through activities and service. Common Ground Park, not 10 minutes from here, where I've surely spent hours running around trying to catch up to my sister while she's jumping over slides and climbing through tunnels, was funded by 4 local Rotary clubs working with the community. I've gotten to see the smiles of hundreds of kids as they've climbed their way to the top of the roped Eiffel Tower and hear the creaks of the swings as I would run down Buckingham to Lake Hollingsworth as I run cross country. Which leads me to the Rotary annual Twilight 5K, which will be held for the 14th time this week around Lake Hollingsworth. It brings hundreds of Lakelanders together, not only the runners, but also the volunteers who donate their time to bring the community for a great race and a great time. Well, notably after the running. What amazes me the most about Rotary is their embrace of this dual mission to both improve communities abroad and their total investment into the local community simultaneously. Their four-way test embodies this service. It compels the Rotarian to not only recite its truths, but to live them. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? This simple test not only makes good Rotarians, leaders in thought, word, and action, but public servants of the community. While researching this topic, I realized the profound effect just one single individual has. I estimate that on an average day, any working person at minimum will interact with 20 or 30 people. But the greatest changes to a community come not from Rotarians and innovations at the workplace, but individual people making changes in their life for the better, making someone else's day better. By thinking of others before oneself, one can have an amazing effect on others, acting as a catalyst for positive change. This is especially important in a world that has become increasingly self-centric, from participation trophies to various social media and identity politics. We've all gotten caught up in what Professor at San Diego University, Jean Twenge, calls Generation Me. She characterized this trend by over-ambition and unrealistic self-esteem. The idea that believing in yourself is enough to achieve success. Twenge suggests the greatest way to avoid succumbing to selfishness is through volunteering. When thinking of ourselves, we lose an opportunity to think of someone else, their problems, and how aiding them makes a better world altogether. Rotary is an organization devoted to positive change. It continues to fight disease, promote education, and end hunger. Each new club brings life to the community by bringing people together, volunteering, and affecting individuals all around the world. Thank you.
While the next speaker comes up, just a couple quick announcements. For Spring Obsession, we have put the link on the webpage so that you can now click right there to donate for your tree. As Sushil mentioned last week, for this club to do 200 trees, which is roughly the number of members we have, we will by the time it gets planted, it's about $55 a tree. So you can go right online, type in a credit card, make your donation, and help that become a reality. Again, one of the goals by our international president this year. So with that, I will keep turning it over to our next speaker. No clapping.
Hello, good afternoon. I wanted to speak to you for just a few moments about what Rotary means to me. I don't think everyone fully understands what Rotary means. Anyone can look up the definition of Rotary and find a simple meaning. And just in case you don't know, I've got it written down right here for you. The word Rotary means to revolve around a center or axis. And to some that mean to just keep going in circles. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. Keep going in circles or in a rotation, but to me, Rotary means something else. Not long ago, I too did not fully understand the meaning of Rotary. I decided to look up what it meant to be a part of Rotary. Some of the things I read made me wonder, and it captured my interest. Rotary was changing lives into me doing the impossible. Have you ever wondered how nonprofit organizations are able to function, and how can these organizations help people in need when they themselves are in need? Where does medicine for millions of children come from? Have you ever wondered what it means to give without receiving? Rotary Club is a beautiful example of those principles. Principles that have been around for more than 110 years. Rotary was founded in 1905, and just 16 years later, they were spread out into 6 different continents. Now, in 2018, and over 1 million members later, Rotary is nearly active in every country. Our very own local Rotary branch right here in Lakeland is celebrating its 100th birthday. This branch holds an event called Spring Obsession. It's a huge garden show that has raised funds and that are given back to our community schools and parks. Not only are they helping your neighbor or the kid down the street, but they are helping communities, and communities around the world. They instill their principles, their goals, and the very foundations of humanitarianism into these communities. Rotary clubs are no longer your local clubs that meet once a month and talk about small town business. They're international. They receive generous contributions and donations and transform them into service projects that change people's lives. Rotary can be for anyone, and anyone can be for Rotary. It's for men and women, for the young and the seasoned. Anyone who wants to make a difference in building stronger communities can be a part of this amazing organization. Rotary is made up of 3 different components all working together. There are Rotary clubs that are spread out into the communities. Rotary International is a global network that promotes literacy, peace, and health. The Rotary Foundation supports local service projects as well as global initiatives. These 3 components all help communities with 6 main focal points that help build relationships around the world and can be foundations for generations to come. They provide basic necessities for hygienic needs, such as clean water and sanitation. They help save mothers and children from poor health and inadequate living, all while helping the local economies grow. They promote peace, support education, and fight against disease. In 1979, Rotary Club began a great journey as they sought out to eradicate polio and set out to immunize 6 million children. How amazing is it to be a part of something that makes such a difference in others' lives? Being able to gather at Rotary Club gives people with diverse backgrounds a place to come together and exchange ideas. They form meaningful and lifelong friendships. Rotary Club creates an environment that teaches these very same individuals to give back to their communities and go beyond their hometown walls and help others across the nation. Rotary Clubs is an exemplary model of citizenship that we should all strive to attain. I don't know about you, but that is more than just going in circles in rotation. That's creating circles. Networks of communities growing stronger, creating a standard that forms the unity of togetherness, teaching others to make a difference, and teaching me to make a difference. So when someone asks, what is Rotary? We can tell them. Rotary is community, structure, support, but above all, it is service above self. Thank you.
While we're waiting for the next speaker, Scott, do you want to make an announcement about Twilight 5K?
Kind of feel like that topic was covered a little bit earlier. It's kind of nice. Okay, so if you guys were paying attention, hopefully y'all were, our big event is this Friday night. We've got volunteers in place. We've got well over 400 runners registered, and we should have some decent weather. So, I mean, if you still want to volunteer, there's still plenty of work to be done, so you can either see me or see Vince, or just show up at 6 o'clock or 5:30 Friday evening, and we'll put you to work somehow. You may not like it, but we'll put you to work somehow. That being said, if you don't want to volunteer, come out and do the run, promoting health. It's a beautiful course, beautiful evening, beautiful event with the candles and stuff. And it's a really good time. There are competitive runners out there. I guarantee you won't win. One of the guys I was talking to, he's going to break 15 minutes on Friday. So don't worry about winning. At the same time, don't worry about getting last. You won't get last either. I promise that. Just come out there and have a good time and enjoy us getting together as a community. Thanks.
I said no clapping, not even for Scott.
Hello. First and foremost, congratulations on 100 years and for allowing me to see this. I'm here today to thank you. I love helping people out and connecting with people who I would love to know. I love surrounding myself with new experiences and interesting stories. I love being able to share my own opinions and ideas and having them being taken seriously. If I had known about the Rotary Club when I was younger, I can only imagine how different my life would have been. But no need for reminiscing. All I can do now is be grateful. Right now I have your undivided attention, and I thank you for that, sincerely. I thank you for presenting me with this opportunity and experience. Kids like me only dream of this. Anywhere else, I wouldn't have been given the time of day. I don't come from privilege. I don't come from an elite education or a stable home life. I am a filled checkbox titled high risk. Being a part of this community has shown me that the only risk I carry is the risk of people misjudging me and not allowing me to share my words. My education has played an important role in my life. I dropped out when I was 16 and decided that that was all I was going to do. I acquired a full-time job and tried to convince myself that I was okay. I wasn't. I wanted to be a part of something. I wanted to feel included, connected in the community, and I never allowed myself to. The isolation went hand in hand with my depression and my anxiety, and chaos ensued. I 100% believed that I was toxic. I wouldn't ever allow myself to connect with people. I believed myself to be poison. Somehow, life fell into place, and I found myself a year later enrolled into the education I am attending now. My schooling gave me the opportunity to change that viewpoint. It allowed me to understand that I deserve greater things than I ever allowed myself to think about. I'm graduating in May because of them. I may not have been first, but I'm still going to cross the finish line. I didn't give up. I continued to get pushed along with the supporting hands of my school and with the help of organizations similar to the Rotary Club. My academic coordinator called me into her office and mentioned this competition. She thought we'd be perfect for it. I speak at my school, and we have ceremonies where when girls transition or leave, we share some words. I love words. They connect us. I didn't give up. I'm sharing this integral part of me because I want for you all to understand me a bit better. If you understand my thoughts and personal morals, then I feel that you'll be able to understand my message here today. Rotary in definition, from what I looked up essentially, means to spin around on an axis in a circular motion. From looking at the website, I noticed that Rotary, in the terms of the mission and the belief, is that we have to be able to include each and every one of the people within our community and outside of it. To hold hands among brothers and sisters, people we've never known, people we will have not gotten the chance to meet. Rotary to me means connections, and I don't mean in the sense of business and monetary terms, but in the form of thoughts, ideas, dreams, aspirations, and even differences. Connections don't mean that we all are 100% unified, but that we are woven together into the cloth that is the time of our universe, but surely, slowly changing the world. The Rotary Club based in Lakeland is only a window into what they have done internationally. From local events such as the Twilight Run, which helps maintain our Common Grounds parks, to internationally reducing polio cases by 99.9% since the program began in 1985. The limit they have set for themselves is non-existent. Rotary is a passionate and strength-based foundation that consists of communities coming together as one, similar to a family. We're all here for one clear purpose, one clear goal, a new beginning and end and everything in between. Something great, something powerful, something beautiful, something that can change the world and will change the world and continue to change the world. Rotary can vary in meaning among diverse people, but all in all it means belonging. Belonging to something greater than ourselves. Because we're all the same, we are a reflection of your children, and we are a reflection of you. We are all mirrors within each other. Thanks to the Rotary Club and its volunteers in the community, organizations like my school will continue to exist and prosper. Locations such as the Common Grounds Park will still be there decades down the line. It was actually my sister's birthday last Friday. She turned 7. She's really active, very hyper, so I took her to the park. And we spent it there, just hours of us just on the swings and jumping up and down. The memories shared there will forever stay in my heart. And thanks to the Rotary Club, the location will forever stay in Lakeland. To be able to walk into a place that holds that memory of last Friday, years down the line where we're all grown up, and us sharing a smile as we remember that memory, is amazing. And now, this location will forever act as another piece that will connect our lives together. Almost like a puzzle piece. A part of something greater than the sum of its parts is happening here. We are a community. We're a family. We're the Rotary Club. Thank you for your time.
So, what's new? While we wait for our next speaker, yes, Dan. I'm going to let it go. Don't let it happen again. Follow directions, people. You can clap, you can cheer, standing ovation when they're all done. Can't play favorites. Okay? Now, while we're waiting for our next speaker, I do want to make an announcement. This is kind of big. If you'll recall, last week, everybody filled out little pieces of paper, circled the ballot. So I am pleased to announce our board members for the 2018-2020 term are Mr. Chuck McDaniel, Miss Amanda Walls, Miss Sarah Breed, and Mr. Eric Powell. Please join me in congratulating them. You can now clap. And now I present our next speaker.
Good afternoon. Who here has heard of Abraham Lincoln? Okay, not as many as I was hoping. What about James Garfield? Who's heard of him? Okay, so why is it that we remember Abraham Lincoln and not James Garfield as much? What is it about Abraham Lincoln that makes us venerate him? Well, if you think about what Abraham Lincoln did, he led us to the Civil War. He was responsible for the Emancipation Proclamation. He was responsible for so much. James Garfield, most of us just know the name. Both of these men were U.S. presidents, and both of them were assassinated. But we venerate Abraham Lincoln because he chose to live a life of significance. He chose to make an impact before he died. Today I'm going to look at 3 values that can lead to making a difference. If you look at Rotary mottos of past presidents, and if you look at Rotary history, you'll see these values that I'm talking about. The values that create an impact are leadership, service, and unity. Books on leadership fill whole shelves in libraries. I can offer no cute acronym, no 6-step process that you haven't already heard. But I can tell you this: leadership is based on boldness and character. Bold leadership is taking action. Bold leadership passionately approaches a problem and sticks to it until a solution is made. It comes from a strong will, not a weak one. When Rotary began the Polio Plus campaign in 1985, it was a campaign to eradicate polio. It took boldness. It took incredible drive to look at a problem and prepare to handle it, to raise billions of dollars, to galvanize world leaders, and to galvanize hundreds of thousands of volunteers worldwide. But this is exactly what Rotary did. And by 2017, there were 16 cases of polio in the world. Compare that to 350,000 in 1988. The Polio Plus campaign is an incredible tribute to boldness. The other value of leadership is character. Character is what drives you. It's what drives you and how you act. Why is it that the Rotary Club offers awards for character? Because your character determines the impact you have. It determines the way you lead. It determines your reaction to stress, and it determines your integrity. A leader with impact is a person who has character and a person who is bold. Now, another manifestation of character is our service. Service is the core and the cornerstone of Rotary. It's part of their motto, and it's one of their chartered principles. It is a physical depiction of saying, you are far more valuable than I am. It's the hallmark of humility, and it's the very antithesis of pride. Service is something that Rotary Club stresses, and there's a certain value of service that we all tend to forget. And it's that we can serve in many ways. We don't have to be digging wells in Africa. We don't have to be volunteering at animal shelters. It can be through helping your neighbor with their taxes. For me, it's editing papers for my classmates. I guarantee that you are able to serve in whatever it is that you are capable of doing. When we get involved, when we take action, when we serve, that is how we make a difference. To increase the impact of service, the best way to do that is to serve together. This is my next point, unity. We live in a divided culture. We're divided by political party. We're divided by class. We're divided by religion. We're divided by our ideologies. We're divided by our preference in technology. We're even divided by our favorite superheroes. But these divisions are detrimental. They drastically reduce our potential for change. And that's why Rotary is so unique, because it unites us. It's made up of thousands of separate branches spread across the globe, each working together, all saying, let's do this together. That is the way difference is made, by overcoming divisions and usurping boundaries. The unifying essence of Rotary is the most practical application of change. So while not all-inclusive, 3 major aspects that can foster change are leadership, service, and unity. We make change when we look at the world around us and say, that's not good enough. So I invite you to look at these principles and take them to heart and apply them to your own lives. Thank you.
All right, excellent. As we let the judges now tally up the points and everything, we're going to get on with the rest of the agenda of our meeting, which we'll start with our introduction of guests and visiting Rotarians. So Garrett, if you will handle that for us, please, sir.
Dwight Green.
Oh.
It's my honor to introduce Alan Turner, who is the president and CEO of United Way of Central Florida. Alan has been with us now a little over a year or so. He is a past Rotarian in Albany, New York, Jackson, Tennessee, and Mobile, Alabama. So he's working his way up the pinnacle of Rotarian clubs. So please welcome Alan Turner.
Michael Huff.
I've got my daughter Jennifer with me today.
Stephanie Cologne.
My guest is Deborah Denham. Sure, come on. This is my guest, Deborah Denham.
Hello.
Hi. Business Development Manager for Diversified Sourcing Solutions.
Nice to meet you.
Jenna Livingston.
Good afternoon, everyone. My guest today, I'm proud to announce, is Oscar Lewis. He is the Student Services Coordinator from Kaiser University.
I skipped Jack.
I have two visitors with me today. I have Sarah Farnsworth with Torch Designs, and I also have my friend Trey Harden with the Harden Eldridge Law Group.
Our visiting Rotarians today, Harold McLeod,
Hi, Harold.
Pat Patrick,
Hi, Pat.
Stacy Kaler,
Hi, Stacy.
David Kaler,
Hi, David.
Kevin McWilliams,
Hi, Kevin.
and our out-of-town Rotarians, Lowell Maxon
Hi, Lowell.
and Dwight Green again.
Hi, Dwight. All right, thank you very much. And I think for the sake of time, Rebecca, do you still want to do singing? Are you still here? Where are you? Tallying. Okay, well, we're going to skip singing, and I will get on with our big announcement. The big announcement today is the announcement of our president-elect. So allow me to read a little bit of information about this person. This person was born outside the state of Florida and was a Rotarian before moving to Lakeland. When this person was in grade school, they used to sneak into the kitchen during the night and eat whole sticks of butter. I'm not making that up. This person includes hiking in America's national parks, traveling, and reading. They've been in the same book club for 15 years. On the traveling interest, this person has traveled with their sister and other family members for many years. Sometimes their destinations are picked almost randomly, like throwing a dart at a map. That method has landed this person in the Arctic Circle and 4 days in the Amazon jungle. The motivation to get into their chosen profession came after a summer job as a door-to-door book salesman, where they were required to knock on doors 6 days a week, 10 hours a day with no breaks for meals. On Sunday, the only day off, they drove a 4-hour round trip to a sales meeting. No days off all summer. During that summer, this person was dog bitten twice and had their car stolen. And that's when they learned that school was a vacation. So this person found a following, a major that would lead them on to the rest of their career. This person went on to receive a bachelor's of social work from the University of Alabama with a concentration in criminal justice. They went on to receive their Juris Doctor from Cumberland School of Law. This person is a partner in a local law firm specializing in elder law. In fact, it's in their name. This person joined the Lakeland Rotary Club in 2009 and was sponsored by John Larson. Since then, this person has participated in several projects, but most of you will know this person as the co-chair of the STARS Committee and a current member of the board. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Carol Wallace as our president-elect.
President Jack, thank you all. It's still a surprise, and there is a story, I think, with every presidential selection, and mine is no different. It is a really big honor to be tapped to be the president-elect, and I truly appreciate the opportunity to follow in the big footsteps that our presidents leave behind. I am so grateful to be part of a really, really strong Rotary Club. And I think a lot of that thanks goes to our current President Jack and all of our past presidents who have served our community and our club and continue to provide leadership. I don't know if all of you realize, but we have over 24 past presidents who are still very much involved in our club. I mean, that covers decades, and that experience that they bring to the table and the dedication is just priceless. And then I walk in every Tuesday and I see so many business leaders and community servants, past and present mayors, past and present city commissioners, policemen, firemen. We even have Joel Ivy, who gives us all power. I mean, how much better can you get? But really, we are almost 200 members strong. And what a great testimony that we've heard today from what we can accomplish together as Rotarians. And that's what I love about being a Rotarian. We can accomplish so much together that none of us could do by ourselves. And regardless of who you are or your history with Rotary, There is a path of service for you in this club, and I hope to find a way for everybody to get involved. And I look forward to learning from President Jack for the rest of his term, short as it may be, and I know he's excited, and working with Joel as president-elect to learn from him and to service through Rotary with all of you. Thank you.
I'm probably more the example of what not to do. Let's go ahead and do our 50-50. Dan Borneman. Oh, we're doing happy dollars or no? 50-50, not happy dollars. We don't have time for happy dollars today. All right, your red ticket, last four numbers, 1301. 1301, there you go. You got an $8. All right. Our program next week will be Linda Johnson. She is the president of the Auburndale Rotary Club, and she is the district chair for the CART program, that blue bucket that sits in the back there. That's CART stands for Coins for Alzheimer's Research Trust. And that's our district kind of ongoing fundraising project. So she's going to be here next week to tell us more about that and all the good things that that is accomplishing. While we wait for the judges' tally, I'll go ahead and give you your quote of the week. It usually takes me more than 3 weeks to prepare for a good impromptu speech. Mark Twain. Did anybody else have any announcements? Sue Shields or anything to, do we have sign-up sheets for Spring Obsession? Oh yes, Julie's at the back table with her square, so you can pay for your tree as you walk out. You can swipe your card. Understand, we have to kind of, because Spring Obsession is its own 501c3, we have to keep it separate. So the club can't take your money for the tree and then give it to Spring Obsession. You have to do that directly to the 501c3. So see Julie, we also put a link, like I said, a link on the Lakeland Rotary page. It takes you to the Spring Obsession giving page, so you can do that as well. That's right. A week from this Friday, the 16th, is our Aprons fellowship event. So if you've bought a ticket for that, please make sure you attend. That's always a great event. Okay, now you can clap.
All right, well, I just want to thank our contestants. They did a wonderful job. That can be very intimidating, but everyone just did a fantastic job. So just let's give them one more round of applause. And I also just want to thank everyone involved with judging and helping, because I couldn't have done it without a very substantial group. So I appreciate all of you. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start with fourth place. So bear with me as I just make sure I want to get this correct. In fourth place, we have America Alvarado. And America is a 10th grader at Pace Center for Girls. America? Okay, in third place, we have Blanca Pineda, and she is a senior at Pace Center for Girls. Okay, in second place, we have David Halleck. He is a senior at Harrison School for the Arts. that leaves our first place contestant, Reese Overholt, who is a senior at Lakeland Christian School, and Reese will then go on as our club representative for the group competition. So congratulations. And that is all for my portion.
Again, thank you all for being here. You all did a fantastic job. I can tell you it's no easy task to stand up in front of this group every week and speak. But the way I always look at it, if Jim Russell could do it, then of course I could do it. One quick reminder, I hope Kevin McWilliams